Hiya, welcome to Craftwerk. I'm Ruthie and today I've got a bit of a short video for you and I've also got a couple of exciting announcements. So first of all, not one of my announcements but a little word of warning. I've got really bad hay fever and London is just being absolutely relentless for pollen and stuff at the moment. I know I'm not the only one who is suffering, so if you have any tips, please let me know in the comments. None of the usual medications seem to be working. So if I sound a bit stuffy, I haven't got a cold, I'm not ill. But my first announcement is that I am moving house. I'm not moving very far away, I'm still in Lewisham. Actually, I will be closer to the fabric shops in Lewisham. But I am moving this week and really I should have packed all this. But as I did start, to be fair, I did start packing all my sewing stuff. As I was doing so, I realised that I'd never actually shown you my sewing space here. And yes, I'm moving, so my sewing space is going to be different. But I've spent so much time here over the last 2 years, I thought it'd be a shame not to sort of give a proper farewell to it by showing it on my channel. And it's always in the background, so yeah, I thought I would show you properly. But this is why this is going to be a very short video. It is a small sewing space. I do have storage of fabric and craft supplies in other areas of the flat, but A, they're not very pretty, and B, they are like covered in boxes and stuff at the moment because we're literally moving in like 2 days time. In my new place, I'm hoping to have it all in like one area, but we shall see. It's going to be very, very different, and I'm really, really excited about it. So I live in a 1-bed flat with my partner and my dog, and there's a little kind of nook between the kitchen, or kind of next to the kitchen and the bathroom, I guess, and that's where my sewing space is. When we looked at this flat, we rent in London, and when we looked at this flat, we immediately both agreed that this little nook was perfect for a sewing space, and it absolutely has been. And I'm really, really lucky that my partner let me take over this little area of the flat and have it all to myself. So you can see I've got a basic IKEA table, I will link to it down below, and I've got a pegboard from Block, which I've had for a while, really love, and I've got some IKEA shelves as well. And I sit on a drum stool. Now, I am a musician, my partner is a drummer, and we find that drum stools are generally very useful for various different things that we do. So we have a few, and this one is my personal one. Even though I don't play drums, it is ideal for sewing. Also, I find ideal for having at my makeup desk. So first of all, this pegboard is by Block, and it was a present from my partner for a birthday, and I absolutely love it. I love the colour. I want to get a few more things to help like put more things on it, but I love having all my scissors here. I have packed some things, so I am not quite sure what I've done with my thread snips or my little embroidery scissors that would usually be on here as well. They are somewhere in a box. This little postcard was sent to me by a friend who was travelling, and I wasn't sure she was ever going to come back to London, but she has. And then there's of course my sewing machine. So I have the infamous Singer overlocker from Lidl. Every now and then Lidl sort of sell sewing machines and overlockers, and the overlockers in particular sell out like hotcakes because they're a really good deal. My partner got me this for Christmas once, and yeah, I absolutely love it. I have no complaints. I'm sure that I probably don't use it completely properly, but it definitely does the job for me, and having it has completely stepped up my sewing game no end, and everything lasts a lot longer. So if you can get hold of this one, it's a very good deal. I think it's somewhere in the £100 mark, which obviously for an overlocker, if you've ever looked them up, you will know that that is a really good price, and it is Singer, so you know it's a good brand. Then of course there is the sewing machine. I have a Brother FS70WT, which is my pride and joy. I love this machine. Again, it was a present from my partner. I think It was a joint present from my partner and his parents. It has millions of stitches, of which I don't use all of them at all, but it also does the basic stitches so well. I never have a problem with it. It alleviates so much stress from sewing. Sometimes when you have a machine that is a little bit broken or is a little bit low quality or isn't able to handle various different fabrics, then you can end up wasting a lot of fabric or ruining projects and just generally feeling frustrated, and so that can obviously put you off sewing a little bit as well. So I'm really happy that I have one that is just so brilliant, and I can't thank my partner and his family enough for this machine and for my overlocker and for my pegboard. Moving on to how I store various things. So over here I have my cutting mat, and then I also have a box which has my current projects in. So sometimes I'll keep them in this bag, especially if it's just like they're just cut out, or sometimes they'll just be loose in this box, to be honest. It just helps me to keep space tidy. And then up here I have my shelves. We're really lucky our landlord lets us put things up on the wall. They're just basic IKEA shelves, and on it I have a little plant. Actually, this is a fake plant, which you can probably tell. My sewing space is quite a dark part of the flat. It only gets a lot of light at certain times, so I did used to keep live plants here and just really struggled to keep them alive. I realised that they needed a little bit more light. Maybe there's a better plant for me, so if anyone has any suggestions, go for it. I mean, I'm moving house, but I am always up for learning more about plants because I love them and I kill far too many of them. I have these little drawers which I don't think will be coming with me to my new flat. I will probably donate them to a charity shop or something, but generally this is where I keep like pins and chalk, machine feet, or anything that I tend to find that I need a lot. Then I have these little jars where I keep my bobbins, spare pins, and I also have one that has my machine feet in, but that's gone walkabouts somewhere in the packing process. Then I have my sewing books. They used to be just on general bookshelves, but I moved them over because I love them, but also because those bookshelves are a little bit oversaturated as it is. If you haven't seen my video about my favourite sewing books, then do check that out now. And there's the notebooks, my mini iron. I do have a larger iron as well, but I find having a mini iron really useful. And then I have buttons upon buttons upon buttons. I actually have more buttons, but again they're packed up or somewhere else in the flat. But these are, yeah, various buttons in different boxes. So then there's this little box which is my kind of travel sewing kit. I fill it with various things that I might need for a project. If I am taking my machines with me, for example, if I'm going to visit my family. If you want to see a specific video on what sort of things I do, or like tips for taking your sewing with you on vacation or whatever, then let me know in the comments. I also have this paper cutter guillotine thing which is from Tiger, but I do not recommend it. It broke really quickly and it's not coming with me to the new flat. I don't know why I still have it, to be honest. I've got this random thread on the spool. I don't really know what that's for. Then I have these big jars. One of them is full of thread, as you can see. Then there's one with lots of lovely ribbons and trimmings. So I love buying trimmings if I am on vacation, if I'm on holiday somewhere. I also have a jar of zips. This little elephant was a gift from my mum years ago. I've had it for a really, really long time. And then I have another jar which I leave open to keep in things like chalk pens, picker, rotary cutter, etc. And then of course there's my lovely dress form. I call mine Esmeralda. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think it's important to name your dress form. This was actually another present from my partner. He's really kitted me out sewing wise, hasn't he? I should probably make him more things. But today it's just got an old project on so that she's not naked. You may also see in the background of some of these shots that there is a cupboard. That is obviously a bit of a mess, especially because we're packing, but that's also where I I keep a lot of extra craft stuff. You may have seen in some of my other videos my fabric drawers as well. They are full of fabric, though I have recently got through quite a lot of it as well. So now the bottom drawer is not fabric, it's just patterns. Anyway, so that is my sewing space. As I say, it's quite small, so apologies that this is a very short video this week. Well, I hope it is. It's taken me a while to to remember all the things and talk about them, but editing will hopefully take all that out. So as I said at the beginning, I have 2 announcements this week. The first one was that I am moving. So because of that, I may not do a video next week. We will see. It depends on how quickly I get myself sorted. But the other reason that I might not be able to do a video next week is because I have got a new job, which I start in July. But it does mean I am wrapping up a lot of my freelance stuff. I think I've mentioned before that I work freelance and work from home. So this is going to be a massive, massive change. It's a full-time job in central London, so I will be out of the house much, much, much more. I'm really, really excited to start, but it does mean I may have less time, although to be honest, as a freelancer, I find myself working constantly and feeling guilty about not working and all of those things. So I don't think I will have less time, but it's definitely going to be a new schedule to get used to. So for that reason, I'm just giving prior warning that I'm not expecting to be able to do a video every week from now on. I hope to, and I'm not going anywhere. I will definitely still do videos. I'm of course going to be still sewing. I'm really excited to see how my style changes. I don't think it'll have to too much because it's in the music industry, so it's not like I'm gonna have to be in business dress in any way, shape or form, but I might find that I want to wear different things to the office, and I'm excited to see that. So I'm really excited about all the changes that are happening in my life. They're all really positive, but there may be a little bit of disruption to my videos and to my ability to sew, at least for a little while. I want to thank you for all the support that you've shown me so far, and yeah, just reiterate that don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing this, but I'm not expecting to be able to do a video a week, at least for a couple of weeks. So bear with me. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. So as I'm not going to be as regular, then you might want to pop the notification bell on so that you are notified when I put a video out. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook and sign up to my newsletter on craftwerk.net. I hope you have a fab week. Thanks for watching. I will see you again soon.